Oh my goodness! Well, it's an amazing story. A truly amazing story. And well, you know, and from the research and everything, you are really repositioning Airtel like crazy. I mean, what are you bringing in your own assessment? What are you bringing new that is turning around Airtel like that?
You know, in every sector, I believe that even though companies all operate in a given sector, they're different. So when I went into Airtel, which has been over 2 years now, I really took the time to understand Airtel. Rather than saying, you know, I have all this experience, I've done all these things, let me show you how to do it and you will follow my orders. I really don't believe in that. I think the starting point always is understand what you're presented with. You know, when you go into someone's house, you don't start going and saying, oh, I think the groundnut soup should be this way. You start saying, how is it you do it? Oh, this is your method. Okay, let me figure out how I can add to that. So I spent a lot of time trying to understand Airtel, the company. I spent time with a lot of people, talking to people individually, getting their perspective, their thoughts, their ideas. They're in there. They know the history. They can give you ideas on where it should go. And we have some really amazing people that work at Airtel, so engaging them and listening to them really helps. The second thing I did was I wanted to understand what customers think of us, particularly customers. You know, there are many stakeholders, but customers, for me, are like a very primary stakeholder group. And I spoke to a lot of them. I visited them. I went to the streets. I went to the parasols. I went to market, really to understand what customers think of us. And then I locked myself in a room. And I said to the marketing team, give me every advert that you can find that has ever been done by this company. And my objective there was to say, I want to see what people looking outside in see. Right? Because for most people, yes, they experience your service, but the second thing they see of you is what you put out there. Whether it's a product advert, whether it's a brand advert, whether you're talking about your CSR to people, how you say it and what you say dictates what they think of you, right? So that was a very important process to get kind of into customers' heads, what we fed them. And then the other thing I did was to really spend time understanding our assets. What do we have? What are we looking at? What kind of network do we have? What are the KPIs? What's in there? And by the time you've done all this, which does take some time, you create a more complete picture for yourself. See, at that point, what I created was a picture for me. But the next question was, what do we do with what we know? But what that picture did for me is that it made me a more meaningful contributor in redefining our strategy. Right? So then we actually spent 3 months, whole team. How do we rethink this company? How do we rethink this company for a repositioning? I have some ideas from what I've learned. I have some ideas from my experience, but you guys have so many ideas. And I believe that there's so much more power in thinking collectively than thinking alone. And once we did that, we were able to redefine our strategic focus in a way that the whole organization bought into, because the ideas were from within the organization. And it was kind of painstaking. And I always say to people, I could have easily have said, here's the formula, go and do this, go and do this. And then 6 months later, things will fall apart and people say, well, you didn't ask us, so. But once we did it this way, we managed to craft a strategy that not only got everybody's buy-in, but is standing the test of time, right? Today we sit here and we talk about awards, we talk about recognition, we talk about growth, but it's happened because for the most part of our recent history, people have worked really, really hard, and I really applaud them for that. That change has been because they've done me the honor of leading them, but they've been willing to commit and drive what we agree on, right? We know that things can seem obvious until you've had time to think them through with people, and people have come back with diverse ideas, diverse ways of the different perspectives, the fine-tune your thinking and really get it there. So, amazing people at Airtel who are dedicated and committed to our customers to drive our strategy is what's really making the difference. It's You know, I go to work every day and I'm expecting something new and exciting. People are thinking and innovating. If you look at some of the things we've done in Ghana, some of them honestly haven't even been done anywhere else, let alone just in Ghana. You know, when we did, for instance, Free Facebook was last year. First, everyone said to me, oh, Lucy, you're going to lose money. This is going to be a disaster and you're going to give up. We didn't. We did it. When we launched it, people said, oh, in 3 months, this will be over. And it wasn't. But the team took it a step further, right? So Free Facebook, there are a number of countries that have done it. Mark Zuckerberg has been really excited. He talked about us to the world, and we were really excited. But we took it a step further. And the step further that the team took it, as an example of how when you engage people's minds, they really think, is that they said, so customers on Facebook, they're using it for free. But they want to do something else. They want to go to a website and read a news article. But because that news article doesn't sit on Facebook, it's not free. So they do click, and it doesn't go because they have no data. We said, the team said, how do we fix this? What they did was that at that point that the customer clicks, now, homegrown within Airtel Ghana, they allow the customer to directly buy a bundle there and then. On Facebook. It's not taking them away to some other page to go through some long-winded process. Right there on Facebook. And that was developed right here in Ghana.
Wow. Right
here by a team of innovators who think about their customers and the experience of their customers. So it always starts with the people. You have to give them room to breathe. You have to believe in them. You have to trust them. If you don't trust the person, honestly, you do them a favor to let them go.
Yeah.
If you don't trust them, don't have them on the ship.
Yeah.
If you trust that they're the right person for the job, then allow them the space to be the right person for the job.
Awesome, man. Because once you trust them, you release everything and they give it all out.
Yes, human beings are full of potential. Why cap it? Why define the limit of the person's potential? Let the person live out their full potential. You reap the benefit as the leader. You get credit. You get to come on KSM Show and talk about it when they've done all the thinking and the hard work.
Put your hands together, man. Put your hands together. Oh, well, this is getting so exciting. Finally. Let's a little bit about you, your family, your kids, husband.
Yeah. So I have quite, I think they're big kids now because they're beginning to make me feel little. My 12-year-old is probably about that on a height of me. And it's really funny because the other day he said to me, it's really strange, Mommy. I don't feel like I look up. I look up when I'm talking to you. And I said, yeah, I've noticed as well that you're no longer looking up. You know, so we have, you know, my husband, Oko, honestly, has been like, I know people say it and to make it sound as though, oh, you know, let me give the person some props. He has really been a driver behind me, always reminding me, do this, pointing out the way, showing me the way. Full support. We have 3 lovely children, 2 sons and my niece, so I get to have this blend of boys and girls. They're a tough bunch. I think they think that if they're not tough, I'll be too tough, so they kind of have to meet me halfway. They love to tease me, you know, so when they want to tease, they go, is this Lucy Quist now talking? You know, as in, is it this other person or is it Mummy? And I'm like, whichever one it is right now, you're going to have to do what I said. You know, no, but they're great kids. They kind of
How old are they?
So the boys are 12 and 10, and my niece is 10 as well. So I have 3 children almost the same age. And it's really strange because you watch these little people start to become really big people and not just grow physically, but grow in their engagement and their thinking and their thought process. And I always tell them that for me, it's very important that they see themselves as part of our, and when I say our, I mean, you know, our continent, our success story. You know, they have to be the leaders, part of the generation of leaders who really go out there and build what is possible. I say to them, I'm not sending you to school because I want you to just have a great job and buy some food and clothes for your children one day. I'm sending you because I want that education to really change your mindset and for that mindset to then impact the people around you beyond yourself. Because, you know, if I live and I spend all my energy and effort and resources on myself and my children, it's kind of a zero-sum game because I came, I created, I squandered what I created, and then I left. Then actually, if I hadn't come at all, it would have been the same effect. There has to be meaning to our existence. You have to exist in a way that leaves the world a better place because you were part of it. And that's what I tell them. So there's such a very sort of grounding part of my life. I get told things like, oh, you need to come and play now. You're not having enough fun lately. You look like you're not having fun. So they remind me that you need to have fun. My oldest the other day said to me, you see, Mommy, these moments are important. When we're older, how are you going to remember us if you don't participate in what we're doing? Okay, I get you. You got me there. You made it sound so intellectual, so I'll join in. So that's my hope for them, that we will do our part, but they will make sure that it's meaningful for them, that goes beyond their immediacy. And I wish that for all children, especially young people. I think that we owe them exposure, right? We owe them sharing with them what we know and what we have learnt, so that they don't have to relive our exposure. They can build on our exposure, so that we start to get somewhere. You know, we keep starting at zero. We keep resetting. We keep people work, they die and they go and we come back again. No, we have to get somewhere and build on it. And then we know we're making progress. So I hope that for my children, I hope that for their generation, I hope that for all young people, that the stories we tell are not just for them to say, oh wow, but them to say, I can relate to that story. So if I'm in that situation, I know what to do about it and how to give myself the opportunity to be even greater. We need more greatness.
Put your hands together, man. No, I think you have a very, very impressive track record. You know. Oh yeah. You know, and at least for those of you in management, I'm sure you picked up a few very, very, very important tips from your delivery right now. I should make it to a tape so that I sell them, but I don't have the rights to her intellectual property. But Lucy, thank you so much for joining us today, and you've done great. You've done great. Listening to you from all the way through. No wonder you have all those awards, and I'm sure Airtel is very, very happy to have you on board. I know.
I thank you so much. I watch your show. I follow what's going on. I love this opportunity that you give people like me and different people to share. Our human stories are common stories, and you allow us to do it while we're having fun, because I actually don't feel like I've had to tell a story. I feel like I've just come for some fun time with you. So thank you so much. Keep
thank you too, and it's all fun, man, and my crazy crew here. Not too hard to please. Give them good watch and.
But you didn't. They're having their watch. They haven't the watch.
We'll sort it out. Thank you so much, Lucy.
Thank you.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.